There was a sage by the name of Madhuswami Dikshitar, born in South India in the 1700s. He was a musician and an astrologer. He wrote the famous Navagrahas. Nava means 9. We're studying the 9 planets of Vedic astrology. Grahas, the planets. So this translation is taken from many different descriptions of Brihaspati. So the first one is, I meditate on Brihaspati, the husband of the goddess Tara. You are the ruler of Sagittarius and Pisces. You confer many blessings. You are mighty, strong, pervasive, and of brilliant intellect. Your friends are the Sun, Moon, and Mars, but you can be at odds with Venus and Mercury. So in this first part of Dikshitar's glorification of Jupiter, we see so many descriptions of Jupiter. In his songs, you practically get every description that you need. So you may look up Dikshitar on the internet and look at his Graha songs and try to get some better understanding of the planets. So if one has a well-placed Jupiter in the chart, it could mean that they're able to accumulate vast amounts of money. Not in all cases. We have to look at the other planets, but just Jupiter on its own confers those blessings, not just in wealth, in knowledge. So that's the other keyword, knowledge. So one who has a good Jupiter in their chart, they may be very knowledgeable in some regard. So its friends are the Sun, Moon, and Mars, usually other fiery planets. The moon is considered in there because it reflects the light of the sun. So it's also considered fiery in that regard. It is a water planet, though, and can be at odds with Venus and Mercury. That means Venus and Mercury are not his friends in the chart. They have different agendas, whereas Brihaspati is more like expansion of knowledge and wealth. Venus is an expansion of enjoyment in the world, luxury and art and beauty. Chart. All right, so here you see a South Indian Vedic chart. We start at the first house or the ascendant. The first house here. In this case, we're just doing this as an example, but we're using the first house as Taurus or Taurus rising. It's known as the Lagna in Vedic astrology. So in astrology, in Vedic astrology, we start with Aries, usually, and we move to the right, we move forward. In Western astrology, they will move the other direction. They're moving across, as the sun moves across the ecliptic. That's how their charts are represented. But ours makes logical sense. We're just moving house by house to the right. Usually, in most languages, we write left to right. So we're moving in a clockwise direction. So we're going to talk about a Taurus rising because planets located within the houses or within the signs for different rising signs act differently. So I think I mentioned before, you just can't give a carte blanche description of a planet being in a certain house and say that's the way that planet operates. So in this case, we're looking at Jupiter. So we have Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter's right here. Jupiter in Gemini, 18 degrees, 39 seconds. So my question here, is Jupiter hurting or helping this chart? So we say that Jupiter has a benefic influence. It is a benefic planet. But in this case, for a Taurus rising with Jupiter in Gemini, is Jupiter, the tendency, I should say, of Jupiter, is it going to have a positive effect in the chart? Okay, here's an example, another example chart. Same chart, Taurus rising, as we discussed before. But let's look at Saturn. Okay, Saturn, our friend. So let's try to determine if Saturn is hurting or helping in the chart. First, we want to look at Saturn and see whether it's well placed. That's number one. Is it well placed? So on the surface, Saturn looks like it is well placed. Why? It's because it's in a house that's owned or ruled by one of its friends, Mercury. So Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, and Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. So Saturn's in Virgo here. So Saturn in Virgo is in a very comfortable place. So it looks like Saturn has the capacity to be able to produce positive things. So we have a malefic planet, which you could associate with something being negative, but located in a good place in the chart, which the outcome would be positive. So this person with Saturn in Virgo has the capability to remain focused in its goals to enhance its life in the material world.